everyone, and welcome to The Book Refuge, and welcome to this week's reading blog, which is mostly going to consist of the light versus dark readathon. But I wanted to start it early because last time that I did a readathon one, I waited till the weekend, and then I felt like I was recording every 5 seconds. But anyway, it's also the last weekend of April, so usually I don't have a vlog come up the first week of the month, but this one will because it's for a readathon. So yay! I hope that you guys had a great time with the readathon since you are watching this the day that it ends. Tonight is the live show on my channel here at 7 p.m. Central Time. So make sure you join us for that. We're going to talk about our favorite books we read, and I'm going to be giving away some awards, which people don't know about, but it's going to happen, and I'm excited about it. It's going to be fun. So what's happening this week? Well, it's the end of the week, so today I need to film my end of, what month is it? April wrap up, which I read the most books so far this year. I read 53 books. The previous champion was February when I read 52 books. So there you go. That's a thing that happened to me. This week, before the readathon, I'm planning to read, I just started a new Lorraine Heath. This is the first book in A Sin for All Seasons, which is her like current series she's doing. The last one that comes out is like a Beauty and the Beast retelling, so I'm excited. But this one is Beyond Scandal and Desire. And someone's backing me. And the setup is that this guy is a bastard. His father gave him away the day he was born, and now he wants to like get revenge on his younger brother, who's the heir. And so he's going to try to steal that man's fiance and ruin her, basically. So not the best motives. I know a lot of people don't like that type of dude, and you're not supposed to like him, but I like this trope. I like when a guy is like hell-bent on like ruining someone, and then he meets her and just can't carry out his like evil plans. I have a soft spot for it. So I plan to get through this. I plan to make as much progress with An Echo in the Bone as I can. I'm at 330 pages in, so I'm literally a third of the way through that behemoth. And it's just really dense because we're not just dealing with the Ridge anymore. We're dealing with a lot of like the Revolutionary War is starting. And so one of our characters is spending a lot of time around those people. And that's just really dense stuff. It's great stuff because I love the Revolutionary War, but it's not the reason that I go to Outlander for it. And then what else I'm in the middle of? I'm listening to The Well of Ascension. I'll probably get through a good chunk of that this week because at work I listen to books a lot, so that'll be a thing. Otherwise, yeah, that's what the week's looking like so far. Probably, like I said, we'll save most of this for the weekend since I am devoting all of my time to the light versus dark romance readathon, and I can't wait. So yeah, I'll see you again in the next clip. Bye. Hi guys, so I'm breaking back into this because I got some treats in the mail. So one of the things that I did with my stimulus money is I ordered some things on Etsy because I love Etsy and I love that it's small business people and I love that people are creative, more creative than me. So I ordered myself a couple things and I thought I'd open them for you because they're all fandom related because I'm a nerd. So, ooh, first I got a letter, which is fun. Cool. Info wash inside out, tumble dry low. Good to know. And wait till you see what this is. So I've been waiting for the perfect item. So this one's a shirt. And I've been waiting to find the perfect one. I wanted it to be super soft. I wanted the design to be what I wanted. And so I found this. It's an Outlander shirt. Oh my gosh. So I wanted one that said Sassenach, and I really wanted it to be what I wanted it to be. And so I found this one. I love this design. And it's one of those super soft shirts, which is just what I wanted. So this says Original Sassenach, established 1743. And I'm going to wear this in my next Outlander video, which is going to be awesome, which you'll probably see before you see this if you watch my Outlander videos. So that's cool. This one, I went to the Bluebonnet Bellas on Etsy, and they have a ton of different shirt designs. They have Outlander ones if you wanted. And then this was only $16. Super cute. And they have this in like so many different designs, and it's adorable. I'm super excited. Okay, so the next one, since Bath & Body Works has been closed for a while, I love Fandom Candles, and I used to get them in my like book boxes I used to get, but I stopped getting book boxes because usually the book wasn't one that I wanted, and I was mostly just getting it for the fun stuff, which I can order from Etsy. So I ordered some Fandom Candles because I love candles. I love them so much, and my Outlander candle previously ran out. So I got a few. So let me open and I'll show you these. Ooh, I'm so excited about this one. So this is a Get Sorted candle. So I've had one of these before as a gift, not this from this store, but it's a candle covered like this, and inside it is one of the houses. So you don't know what it is until you open it. So this one's probably going to be a gift, just because I think that someone will be like really excited to get this one. So it's super cute. And then let's see. And that one only came in the, I mean, they're basically the same size. And then this one is a Kylo Ren candle, and it is warm musk, spicy woods, and ozone. Oh my god. It does smell like Hunky Man. Oh boy, this is good. Yeah, it has that like watery smell too, which I really like that. All right, and then the last one should be my Outlander candle. Yes, and so this is a Sassenach candle too, which is super cute. And this one is jasmine, lavender, and fruit. Oh, good. I was really worried because like sometimes lavender is really overwhelming, but I really wanted it. Oh, but it does. It smells like linen. It's so nice. So then this company is Salty and Lit. Well, it's not a company, it's a person. So yeah, this one is Salty and Lit. So yeah, so that is just a mini haul that I did for myself, trying to stimulate the economy for some people. I still have one more set of things coming, but it's not fandom related. I ordered some phone cases, but these were my like nerdy things I got, which is super fun. So yeah. Hey guys, I'm sitting out on my deck because it's so beautiful. I'm gonna do some reading out here now. It is Saturday morning, so it's the next day from the last clip that I did. I ended up reading 4 books yesterday. So I finished Take Me, Break Me, and then I read Cream Pie, which was a novella by Madison Faye. Madison Faye is on a whole nother level. Most of her books you need to buy directly, well, not directly from her, but like from these few websites that I found. The one I found is like called Eden Pop or something, I can't remember, because she does some like super taboo romances. So, but pretty interesting. So was cool. And then I read Shacking Up by Helena Hunting, which was really good and ended up being a cinnamon roll hero. So I ended up reading 3 prompts for the light side with that. So that was a 5-point read, which was super cool because it had white on the cover. And what was the other thing that it was? A rom-com. So that one was really, really good. The reason he's a cinnamon roll, oh my god. So the girl in the story, so okay, too much to like, you know how it is. But basically like through a certain circumstance, the main girl of the story loses out on a job because of the hero. And so he has a couple really unique pets, and one of them is actually a ferret, which is like illegal in the state that he lives in. And he has to go on a business trip for like a month. And so normally he has someone, a family member, take care of them, but for that long of time, it would just be really inconvenient. So he feels super bad for this girl, and she's like best friends of a family member of his. So he basically like pays her to be his live-in pet sitter and like gives her a place to live while she's trying to find a new job. And it was adorable. Like, the ferret was so cute. His other pet is a tarantula, which was so funny. But he's just like, it was so cute to see like a guy be a pet dad, because let's be real, plenty of dudes are pet dads. And it was just so fun that it was a ferret, because ferrets are adorable. One of my friends had a ferret when I was a kid. So he ended up being a cinnamon roll, and it was amazing. So, and in typical Helena Hunting fashion, it was super funny. This one was like, it was like a slow burn, but it wasn't. But it was a slow burn because he's gone that whole time. And it actually turned into kind of like a texting phone call situation. So it was really interesting. But anyway, that's where I'm at right now. About to start another book. I haven't decided which one yet. So, but it will probably be Black Hearts by Karina Halle will be the next one that I do. Which I actually don't know what it's about. But it's like set in the future, so I don't know what that means. I don't know if it's just because of like a timeline thing, it's set in the future, or if it's like fantasy or sci-fi. So I have no idea. That'd be weird if Karina Halle had one like that. But I'm excited to try it because I love Karina Halle. And usually her books aren't dark. But this one, I think I have it picked as, I think this one is the bad boy. Yeah, this one's the bad boy romance. So we shall see where it goes. Hey guys, so it's Sunday morning. Normally I wrap up my vlogs right away on Sunday morning, but since the readathon is going through the rest of the day, I'm still gonna do a couple, like this clip, and then I'll probably wrap up at the end of the day. So I changed a little bit of my reading plans, as like usually happens in a readathon. I ended up reading a light side book. I read Beyond Scandal and Desire. Which wasn't that great. I only gave it 3.5 stars. I just was not a fan of the hero or like how he was doing things. And so it was like a revenge story. Like, it's one of those where like the person's going to seduce someone as revenge against someone else. And I'm just really not a fan of that storyline. Like, I don't mind a guy who's a bit like devious or doesn't do things all perfectly, but I really don't like when sex is used as revenge. And then even when he has the turn, because I guess my biggest thing is that I don't know how someone forgives someone for wanting revenge sex with them. So that's more my thing. It's not that I don't believe that he would change his mind, because I think that it's one thing to say you're going to like sleep with someone as revenge to someone else, and it's another thing to like fall in love with the person and then regret that you wanted revenge sex with them. But I have a problem with the female then if she hears what that person wanted to do and then it's like, oh, but he fell in love with me, he didn't mean it. Like, it's more that part that I find unbelievable, because oh, once he fell in love with me, it wasn't about revenge anymore. And I'm like, yeah, but then he should have told you about it the minute he realized he was falling in love, and not wait until you've already slept with him and then have it come out. So there was a really cool twist at the end of this book that brought it back up a little bit, but I still only gave it 3.5 stars, and that was a bummer. Everything with the readathon is going great. There's been almost 90 books turned into me already, which is crazy. I did not expect that kind of showing. So, wow, that's been great. And then, yeah, so I just filmed my Outlander review, which I'm now going to edit while I listen to, I'll probably listen to Well of Ascension, because that's the audiobook I have going right now, which isn't a part of the readathon. But then I'm in the middle of Poison by Jade West, which is really good so far, actually. That's one I've switched out which one I was reading for a bad boy romance to that one, because I'm just not feeling the other one that I picked. And then that one also has black on the cover, so it works for that one. And then I might read another light side one because I just want to. I'm really in the mood for a historical romance, so I might read the next Spindle Cove, which is also a small town romance. So, and I think a Reformed Rake. Maybe that one's Reformed Rake too. So I might read that as my like Sunday read today. But yeah, I'll let you know. I'll wrap up the week in a little bit, and yeah. Hey guys. Sunday night was getting away from me, and I realized I need to wrap this up and get this vlog up and to you guys. So I will let you know everything that I've read so far, which the month of May has already been super productive. I think for the readathon, I've read 12 books this weekend. 2 of them were novellas, but otherwise the rest were all full. And I had already read 4 books this week that weren't part of anything. So actually more than that, because 2 of them were series. So let's go over what I finished for the readathon. So I already talked about Shacking Up, Take Me, Break Me. I ended up finishing Beyond Scandal and Desire. I only gave this 3.5 stars. I'm kind of bummed. I just don't like the trope that this was. I think I said this morning in the clip, is that I don't like revenge, seduction for revenge, and then, oops, I fell in love with you. Well, you still didn't tell the girl that you started this with revenge, and so she's falling in love with you under false pretenses. And then the heroine always forgives the person for doing this, and I just don't feel great about that usually, so that just wasn't my favorite thing ever. I read, wow, this really crazy book. I read Poison by Jade West. This was, wow. So I read this for the readathon. Well, I mean, everything I read, the rest of these are all for the readathon. This one is about this couple, and we know that we're meeting them currently now, and then we see flashbacks to 10 years ago. This was a couple, they used to be together, and everyone thought they were toxic to each other because they had a pretty like aggressively sexual relationship, and they're into kind of some like kinky stuff. And when their relationship kind of like exploded, everyone found out about that, like their family members, and so they've decided that those two are poison to each other. Mostly based on kind of like kink shaming, not based on how things really were. But the guy did kind of mess up the relationship by doing something. Fast forward 10 years later, the girl, Anna, she's in a relationship and she's not feeling anything for this person. But everyone tells her she should be with this guy because he's rich and successful and blah, 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 blah. But one day she's just done. She's just done. And so she breaks up with him. And then a couple months later, she ends up calling her old, I totally just spaced on his name. This always happens to me. Anna and, what's his name? I can't remember his name, and they agree to have like a weekend hookup with each other because neither of them have been really happy since this. And as soon as they're together again, they realize that they're the only person for them. But there's a lot of ugly history, and they're still, like, her family just attacks her constantly, degrades her, says all these things about her. Also, she has epilepsy. And this is owned voices because Jade West herself has just recently been diagnosed with epilepsy. And so that was really crazy to like read about how things are from the point of view of someone who has it. So also then she was starting to have symptoms of epilepsy, and then when this happened 10 years ago, it really pushed her over the edge. So also her family is like, if you get back with this guy, it's going to make you even sicker and make you worse. And it was just crazy. Like, I don't want to ruin the whole thing. This is dark. There is triggers for sexual assault in here, and not because of their kinky sex. That's all completely consensual between these two. In fact, it was great. It was good. Again, they're into some interesting kinks. So maybe look up what those are, because I didn't look them up. Generally with like Jade West, a lot of her books are taboo, but I always love the heart that she puts into her books. Like, it isn't just a taboo for the sake of nasty. You know what I mean? Like, there was so much going on in this story, and the point that it was trying to make is that sometimes a poison is actually used to make an antidote. That's how you make something. And that this thing that everyone is telling them they're poison to each other, maybe they're actually the antidote to the things they're going through. There's a lot of layers with Jade's stories. They always start out just being, all they are is kink, and then all of a sudden you realize, oh my God, I'm really in deep with these people, and it hurts me. So that was amazing. Then I read Brat by Madison Faye, which is just okay. I'm not even going to talk about that. That was two brothers liking the same girl. Then I read Red Dirt Heart by N.R. Walker, because I'd read one of her series earlier, and my friend Lynn, hi Lynn, if you're watching this, she told me to read more N.R. Walker. So I've just read the first one so far. This takes place in Australia, and it's about cowboys, and they're gay cowboys. And the one guy, he is the owner of this ranch, and a guy comes there who's going to be working there for a short amount of time. They're both interested in each other, but the owner, he's not really out to people. So he's a little nervous about that, but it's cute. I like it. It was exciting. I've only read the first one. I have picked up the rest of the series because I will definitely binge them. And the thing I'm excited about is that N.R. Walker, the Thomas Ilkin trilogy, was too damn short. Like, each book was only between 150 and 170 pages. And I was like, no! And Red Dirt Heart was also, it was only 170 pages, but the rest of the series is 250, 300, 300, and I'm excited because I like more pages. So that one was good. Then I read The Wicked Duke by Madeline Hunter. Wasn't a super huge fan of this. This Duke, he's accused, or people suspect him of having murdered his brother. His neighbor uses that information to blackmail him into marrying his niece. And the niece may or may not have, like, known what was going on with this. So I only gave it 3 stars. I wasn't that into it. Then I read, snap. Then I read Misbehaved by Charlie Rose. This is a student-teacher romance. It's another one where the girl has a really troubled family. I mean, come on, this is generally the pattern when it's a student-teacher romance, is that the kid's from a troubled home. Because if they were from a functional, steady home, your parents, like, then there's not time for a teenager to be spending time with an adult. But this is a case of she's going to West Point, which I thought was like a military school, but apparently it's just a private school where she ends up getting into it. But she's pretty poor, and she mostly just lives with her stepbrother, who is a drug dealer and is really, like, into her. And she's kind of into him, but mostly because he's her protector and he loves her. It's just a really twisted kind of love, and not even in the, like, it's your stepbrother. It's just like the possessive kind of twisted that makes it so bad, because we can have room for a stepbrother romance, but on this case, and the teacher, he's very, like, a good-looking teacher. He's used to girls hitting on him. He's always keeps a barrier up, but he actually has a thing against this girl's stepbrother. So he starts paying attention to her because he's worried that something will happen to her. He's also attracted to her. It's a student-teacher romance, as I have shared. But he is worried about her because her parents aren't around. Her dad's always traveling, and the stepbrother, like, his mom isn't in the picture. So it's her dad, her stepbrother, and her usually, and her dad's always gone. And so this teacher, Pierce, he's worried about her as well as being attracted to her. And she definitely pushes his buttons. Like, this isn't a case of, like, the man pursuing the girl at all, for sure. But it was good. And there's this really hot scene when it's her birthday. So I will tell you that, like, nothing besides, like, kissing happens until she's 18. If you're someone who is worried about that line, this point, I'm not really worried about that line in books that I read anymore, especially after reading the Balance series. But for him, that's important. And so, and I don't know what the age gap is in this one. I think he's in his 20s. I'm not sure about that. But I really like how this one got worked out, because none of these are ever believable or good, but how this one gets worked out at the end is great. There is also, let's see, are there any triggers? I mean, there's triggers for drug use in this one, as well as, I mean, she kind of gets assaulted by her stepbrother, even though she doesn't call it that. That happens. So, those are the triggers for that. And then, the book that I'm about to finish as soon as I'm done filming this clip, but I want to film it in case I end up reading it until midnight or something, is Her Perfect, which I can't remember who wrote this right now. But this is another student teacher, but this is a very different one. Wow, this one's good. So this one is, this girl is 18, going to school. Her brother's a teacher there. And also her brother's best friend then moves there as like a substitute AP teacher for like a year. He's supposed to be there for a year. And so he's only 24 and she's 18. And he's known her, not her whole life, but for a while. And they just, oh my gosh, their romance is beautiful. Like it's beautiful because, oh, it's so good. It's so good. It's so good because he is not creepy or seeing her in class and thinking things about her, which sometimes that's fun. I know. I've read the books where that is. He honestly, like, is seeing her as his, this is more of like being a best friend's little sister romance and being a student teacher romance, even though that's what the major problem in the story is. And also she is like a piano prodigy, but her parents don't even like notice it. And she's also, there's major eating disorder triggers in this. That's the part of the book I'm at right now. It's really hard. And she is just constantly berated by her brother's wife. And her family just lets her do it. And so it's very like strange too, because this, the guy she's falling in love with, Eli, her name is Colby, he now is noticing how her family treats her. And she's like, you can't say anything about it. Because if you say anything about it, my family's going to notice that you notice me. And that's going to be bad if they notice. And he's like, girl, I'm in love with you. I'm only a teacher at this school for another 2 months. Like, I plan to love you forever. So I don't care if they notice me. I'm going to be done with this job anyway. And it's so good. Sorry, I won't spoil the entire thing for you. But if you're someone who maybe you want to like ease in to student-teacher relationships, I don't know. This one I feel like is very good because it's a very long, slow burn. And you just like, I want this guy to rescue her and I want him to be that for her. And he's so patient and he wants her to get help for her eating disorder and he wants her to just like have all the good things and he wants her family to pay attention. And he really like gets into it with her brother a few times about how they treat her and how he lets his wife treat his sister. And it's so good, guys. It's so good. I'm all about it. So I read a lot of age gaps this week. I definitely have enough to make another video if you guys want that, because man, I have some male age gaps. I've read a bunch of student teacher ones. So if you guys want another age gap one, hit me up. I can totally make that happen. Okay, this vlog is going to be super long. I hope you enjoyed doing the light versus dark readathon with me. I had a great time. I knew this was going to be fun. Make sure you join us tonight at 7 p.m. on my channel. Because if you competed in this, there's going to be some special things going down. So you definitely want to show up if you can. If not, I'm sorry. But thank you so much for watching. I put up new videos 3 to 4 times a week, and you can watch some of them right now. Bye!